Welcome, Earthlings. This is Dennis again, ready for the letter F. We're going to start off with a really interesting psych. It's called Fain Jade. And there's Fain in the back. Where is he? There he is. Okay. Fain Jade is a 5-star psych. It's wonderful. He's from Boston. He had a 45 early on, which is popular. This one is wonderful. Soft psychedelia. Of all places, Bohemian Vendetta actually back him up on a couple tracks. And you know how much I was raving about Bohemian Vendetta on Mainstream earlier on. This is a killer album. 5 stars for sure. You'll never see it. It's impossible to find. I'm sure you can get a reissue, or you can spend a lot of money and get the original. Next is one of my favorite bands. I only said that 99 times today. The Fallen Angels. Oh my goodness. They're so wonderful. They had 2 albums. I believe they were from Boston. Something on the East Coast. I know they were East Coast. Let's see what we have to say here. Fallen Angels. They're from DC, and this is one of the best psychs you will ever hear. Room at the top, just like to know there's room at the top for you. Your friends in Dunderfield, love, don't talk to strangers. Introspective looking glass, tell me what's wrong with me. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful psych. Oh my goodness. Now they have a second album, and there's a tragic story about the Fallen Angels' second album. The way I heard it is there was a truck crash that was full of Fallen Angels albums that got smashed. This is a reissue of the second Roulette album. The original goes for a lot of bucks. So I did have a chance to buy one years ago. I wish I had, but just amazing psych. When they did a record store day of Fallen Angels years ago, they used this back of the second album for their comp that came out, which is pretty good. I don't have it, but it's pretty good. The Fallen Angels, wonderful, hard and soft, a great mixture of acid psych. Next we got Family. Now this was, I believe, a British group, and they had a bunch of albums. I got 2 of them. This is good psych. Music in a Doll's House. And there they are in the dollhouse. 4-star. Classic psych rock. Side 2 rocks harder, but it's all good. There's great stuff on here. And if you can't get enough family entertainment, because you need family entertainment, there's this one too. This one might be the first one. Great album. What do we got in here? There's always weird stuff in here. Another poster. Woohoo! What? You didn't put your family entertainment poster on the wall? Great band. Really good stuff. What do I say on this one? 3 stars. Not quite as good as their other one. But there's still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 great psych songs on here. And they're that quirky Britishness. Like we talked about the Deviants before. These guys are not quite as crazy as the Deviants, but they're kind of light and airy and fun. And if you're still not satisfied, you want some more family, okay. We got the Family Tree. Looks like John Fred and the Playboy Bands. It's not. Family Tree, 3 stars, Sgt. Pepper style psych pop. No, not more Sgt. Pepper. Yeah, more Sgt. Pepper. This one's pretty good. 3 stars, and it's got some fuzz on here. Miss Butters, which was the name of a school teacher. Still got the Allegiance playing. Now this next one, Merl Funkhauser. He had an album called Faberdockley, which I didn't like, but considered to be a monster. This one though, HMS Bounty. This is a superb album, Merl Funkhauser. Later on, he moved to Hawaii and he had an album called Moo, which is pretty good. But if you're looking for psych, this is the one. And yes, that is a nipple. Merl Funkhauser. What great psych this is. Man, this isn't really rare. It's on Shamley, which is I think that's a subdivision of Uni or something. Shamley Records. Great, great psych. 4-star. It's a light psych. All the songs are good. I bought it sealed in 1987. Didn't pay a lot for it. I don't know what it goes for now, but if you like the light psych, but still got a lot of fuzz and still rocking, this is the one. It's in the main collection. Next we've got Fantasy. And this is features a 16-year-old runaway girl. It's pretty good. There's a lot of psych on here. The one thing I really hate about this, and a lot of rock bands do this, they take Debussy's Clair de Lune and they call it their song. Clair de Lune? Come on now. You can't get away with that. Well, they did because they only sold 5 copies, but it's a good psych. It's got an inner sleeve, which talks about family. Or fantasy, I should say. Still a major label, Circus of the Invisible Men. It's good psych. I'm still mad about that Clair de Lune thing, but other than that, I guess we can forgive him. Next on the list is the Eastern Psych. The Far Cry on Vanguard. This one, I don't remember much about it, but it is good. But it's not in the main collection. It's got this great mandala inner sleeve. It's Eastern Psych, as you can imagine. And let's see what they say about the Far Cry. Guitar, tenor sax, conga drum, organ, bass, guitar, vocals, harmonica. So sounds like they're heading into progressive a little bit on this one. It's worth getting. Not one of my favorites, but still good. Still good stuff. This next band, this is kind of related to my old friend Bob back here. Bob, I'm going to talk about one of your best friends. Interesting story about this. Richard Fariña, who wrote probably the definitive novel of the 1960s. Been down so long it looks like up for me. You got to check that out if you haven't read it. Richard Fariña. Richard Fariña was best friends with Bob Dylan, and Mimi Fariña was Joan Baez's sister. Reflections of the Crystal Wind. Now it's folk, but it's great folk, and some of it's folk rocky. They're starting to get into that jamming stuff. There's another album of theirs, Reflections on a Gray Day, and it's an interesting story about Richard Fariña, who, like I said, wrote the greatest book of the 60s about the counterculture, is that him and Dylan used to get on their motorcycles a lot. Of course, Dylan in 66, I think it was in an awful motorcycle crash. It took him 2 years or so to survive, to come back, to recover. Fariña died in a motorcycle accident. Could have been a great one. Probably would have gotten into folk rock had he lived long enough, but sad to say, he's no more. This next one is the Farm Band. This is a Tennessee psychedelic album. It's a double album. It's a great album. It's the Farm Band was a commune in Tennessee, and I think those are all the members in there. But this is their first album. It's very, very collectible, and it's great jamming. It's right up there with the Grateful Dead. The inner sleeves have notes and lyrics and so forth. It's just a wonderful album. Got a nice mandala on the front. You probably see this. I don't know what it goes for anymore. It's in the main collection. I have this one too. This is a later Farm Band album. It's called Communion. Same Grateful Dead type stuff. They have another one called On the Rim of the Nashville Basin. I don't have that. And there were some stuff that grew out of the Farm Band as well. It continued on for a long time. I don't think there's a commune anymore there, but the first one is great. This one is good. You're getting into the later 70s with this one, but it's still good. It's still good stuff. This next one is Fat Mattress. I believe this is Noel Redding from the Jimi Hendrix Experience. Yeah, Noel Redding. And this is a good psych, and they do have a second album, which I don't have. But it's really good stuff. It's really good stuff. Fat Mattress. It's in the main collection. Excuse me for just a second. I gotta turn this up. This is my 7-minute freakout song. That you might want to hear some of this. Next we have Fear Itself, which is a blues rock. It's got some psychedelic tinge to it. Female vocals. Fear Itself. Who was that woman? Ellen McKillen. Ellen McKillen. What do they got about Fear Itself? I really love this album. I know it's blues rock, but I think it's kind of psyche. Excellent heart. It's actually, I say it's progressive. It's a 4-star progressive. Fear Itself. Great album. Great album, progressive. Got it in the main collection. And as you can tell by now, that to get 4 stars, you got to be pretty darn good, in my book. This next one, Federal Duck. What a great cover. Oh, the little ducky. Oh, we just gotta love it. The Federal Duck. Now, this is one of those goofy music-core albums. I'd say there's only 2 good cuts on here. But the one cut, and remember the rule about the one great song? Tomorrow Never Knows. Oh, I'm sorry, not Tomorrow Never Knows. That's the Beatles. Tomorrow Waits for Today. There it is. What a song. Dreamy psych. Oh, it's just amazing stuff. So good. The rest of it's, if you like pop psych, you might love it. If you like me, you want some hard cranking guitar on there, you're not gonna find it on there. But it's good. It's fun. It's fun. This next group you've heard of, Fever Tree, San Francisco Girls. You know that song, San Francisco Ways. Fever Tree, of course, was a San Francisco band. The first album is brilliant psych. About 4 stars. Wonderful, wonderful Fever Tree. What a great name for a band, eh? Now, they couldn't stop there. They had mini albums after this. This is pretty good. It's got a sidelong cut on it. Not one of my favorites. Not as good as the first Fever Tree, but it's good. Another Time, Another Place. I think it's a gatefold. Yeah, I gotta open it up. Show you the inside. Yeah, you know the drill. So you got a cube thing going here, a lot of cubes. They're not square though. They're definitely not square. Here's Fever Tree's 3rd album, and this is also really good. I mean, they're not fabulous, but they're really good. Like I said, if you're a psych fanatic and it's only 2 stars, you gotta have it. This is about 3. Then there was the last album, the 4th album on Ampex. And you'd think this has got to be crap. No, it's great. It's got side 2 is a sidelong version of Hey Joe. Like, yeah, you need another version of Hey Joe. Well, this one's good. A lot of fuzz guitar, a lot of jamming. Fever Tree, they went out with a bang. Fever Tree. This next one, more uni madness. This one's a good one though. Fields. In the back we got a little Salvador Dali takeoff of the watch. Fields. Great hard psych. Power Trio. What do we say about him here? 5 stars. This is like the second 5-star album I've come out with. Hard rock psych. Very professional. Lots of jams. All the songs are good. Paid $12 for it. But that was 1986. Might cost you at least $13 now. I don't know. It's just a great psych. I if I had to buy it again, I'd go $50. That was the fun thing about record collecting. I started my first record I bought, a Beatles record in 1964. But serious record collecting was in the 1980s. I had a friend, and we were talking about 60s record, and he said, oh, I said, I like the Electric Prunes. I said, yeah, I like the Electric Prunes. He says, have you heard their albums? I said, they have albums? They have more than one album? And he says, yeah. And that's when I found out, man, there's a whole world of experience out there. I've heard I Had Too Much to Dream last night, but I didn't know Electric Prunes had albums. But there's millions of those out there. Here's another one. It's on a local label, 50 Foot Hose. This one used to go really cheap. It's a lot more expensive now. It's on the Limelight label. There's a couple Limelights. 50 Foot Hose. Female vocals, brilliant psych. Brilliant psych. It's got an inner sleeve, tells about the band. I'd give this one at least 4 stars. It's great, great, great. Let's see what the notes say about the fire escape. The fire escape. The fire escape. It's the fire escape's coming later. It's the 50 Foot Hose. The 50 Foot Hose. I know they got something written here about this, because this is a classic. 50 Foot Hose. No. Oh, here it is. San Francisco. Electronic Psych Freakout. Great. Great psych. Gotta have it. It's in the main collection. Here's the Finchley Boys. This is a local label psych. And the Finchley Boys were from Champaign, Illinois. Bluesy hard rock. 1969. They used to have a bunch of sealed copies of this. I didn't get it sealed. It's still got the label on there, Finchley Boys. That's the sticker on the shrink. And it's a wonderful hard psych. Hard punk psych. Overall, looks, garage, madness, like Mystic Siva, Sacred Mushrooms with Dragonfly. That's good company. Maybe I'm playing that too loud. I hope you can hear what I'm saying. Finchley Boys, gotta have it. Now we got a couple Exploitos, Fire and Ice on Capitol, and the Fire Escape Psychotic Reaction. This one's slightly better. It's on GNP, Crescendo. This has got some stuff on it, mostly covers. Trip Maker by The Seeds, Psychotic Reaction, Talk Talk by Music Machine, a lot of 96 Tears. Maybe this one's better. I don't know. It's been so long since I've heard some of these. But I know they're Exploitos. Fire and Ice, The Happening, 2.5 stars. Goofy Psych. Yeah, they're both Exploitos. I'm going to turn that down. That's kind of loud. Julie, I don't play that game. Okay, enough Exploitos. Let's get on to the real stuff. This is a fun one. First Friday. This is a local psych label. It's a band from Illinois. It's Webster's Last Word. Webster's Last Word Records. 4-star, hard rockin', like Cream, 1969 power group. It does have some horns on it, unfortunately, but if you don't have hornophobia, this is a good one. This is pretty rare, too, I believe. First Friday. It's worth at least, I don't know, $9. First Friday. First Friday. What do they say about First Friday here? Anything? Yeah, Pekin, Illinois. Blues, rural folk, it's psych. I tell you, this is good stuff. First Friday. Main collection. Now we're getting into fives. And the first five I want to talk about is the Five Americans. Now, you've heard Western Union, bop, 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 bop. You're like, the Five Americans, they're no good. This is great punk. Some of it's psyche. It's just great stuff. Oh my goodness, the Five Americans. Another weird label with HBR Records. HBR. Especially if you like the Seeds or early Electric Prunes, that kind of stuff. These guys crank it up. Five Americans. It's in the main collection. It's a keeper. We're doing a lot of five here's. Next one is the 5 Day Week Straw People. This is an English psych, and this is a reissue of it. I didn't care much for it, but I know it's got a great psych cover. It's very popular in some circles. Not everything is going to appeal to everybody. Everybody has a different attitude about this stuff, but I think as I remember, it was a little raw, a little grudgy, but still good. Not great, but good. This next one is the 5 Empress, and this is a local Michigan band from St. Joseph. It's kind of so-so. It's got some moodiness to it, which I like. They cover the zombies. Their hit Little Miss Sad is sort of like a zombie song, and for that, it warrants some value. But beyond that, next we get into the Flaming Groovies. Super Snaz. Flaming Groovies was a San Francisco band. Were they psych? Kind of not. They were more like power pop. They have a lot of albums. Most of their albums are great. I've got more of their albums, but not here. This is the first one, and maybe some psych moves to it, but certainly it's that San Francisco scene, so it fits in all right. It fits in with everything. This next one is Tommy Flanders. Ooh, Tommy Flanders. I don't remember much about this one. This was another Goodwill find. 3 stars. Bluesy, like Tim Buckley. Introspective stuff, like Van Morrison. I don't know. Oh, it's sleepy. It's got some psych guitar on it. Dreamy stuff, moody, bluesy, mystical, Moonstone. Yeah, okay, sure. It's in the psych family for sure. Tommy Flanders. It's a DJ copy. Thank good for promos, because nobody bought this stuff. If it wasn't for promo copies, we wouldn't be able to listen to a lot of this stuff. Hi, Rusty. There's my dog. Oh, I gotta spend a minute with my dog. Oh, there's Rusty. Ooh, he's a good boy. Good boy. All right. Next we have another English psych. No, I'm not English. This one is from Boston. The Flat Earth Society. I wish I could say this was original. It's a reissue. This was Willico candy bars. You had to send in 5 Willico candy bar wrappers and $1, and you got a copy of this wonderful pop psych. Oh my goodness, Flat Earth Society. It's at least 4 stars. This is wonderful stuff. Flat Earth Society. It's from Lynn, Massachusetts. Wonderful folk rock and psych. So I sure wish I'd gotten Willico candy bars on this one. This goes for a lot more money now, but you can get a reissue, and it's wonderful psych. I guarantee you will love this one. Very poppy. Okay, I'm going to have to wrap this up pretty soon. We're getting to the zone here. This will be F Part 1, as it turns out. I'll just quickly mention 2 Fleetwood Mac albums, which are not the Fleetwood Mac you're used to. This was a different one. This was like Peter Green and Mick Fleetwood, and these were actually hard rock and blues albums. Now you're going to say, well, these aren't psych. Well, this one had Oh Well on it, which is very psych. The Green Maharishi with the 2-pronged tail, that's psychedelic. So it was a mixture, psychedelic and rock. So thank you so much, English Rose. Not like the Fleetwood Mac from '77. These guys They're jamming. One more and I better wrap it up because we're going to have to do F part 2. And that will be the Flock. Now the Flock, their claim to fame, I believe they were a New York band, was that they had a violinist, electric violinist who's really cranking. You know, you can do things with the violin you can't quite do with the guitar. So Dylan figured that out. He had a couple of his albums, he had some nice electric guitar on it as well. This guy was fabulous. And the Flock, this is a great album. Is it psych? I guess not. Like everything from 1969, it's got some psych influence on it. But it's just great stuff. It's in the main collection. Here's their second album, Dinosaur Swamps. Not quite as good, but still out there. And that's it for F Part 1. We will do Part 2 at a future time and date. Some future time, some future place. We'll be there. Without a care.